Renato, you want to continue your presentation?
Yes, but you need to allow me to share again.
Does it work? Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Perfect. So
Yes.
you can do 15 minutes. Are we a little bit over time, but we have enough buffer, so just stick to the plan.
Yes.
No problem. Thank you.
I will stick to the plan and will now exclude what Mr. Trunk says in his answer to have the presentation finished as I started it, because nevertheless, position papers should support the development. Maybe there are different time possibilities when to use something, and we have seen in the presentation of Mr. Trunk that a lot of things have been done, and at a lot of topics they are working. So I see, nevertheless, this topic also positive. So regarding regulatory framework, application, benefits, and the position paper, the second part, co-processing, as actually you know, is not yet considered in the Waste Framework Directive in the way that the cement industry, but also waste management industry would like to have it. At that time, 2018, there was noted that there is no reliable method, and the method should be worked, and this is the recycling index standard that I have presented before. So now, in the meantime, the method and the international standard are available, and so from our point of view, this gap can be closed. Regarding co-processing and considering it as a part of the recycling rates calculation, it's written in this Commission implementing decision from 2019 that clinker resulting from co-incineration should not be included in the amount of municipal waste recycled at that time. But nevertheless, one of the important topics also for the cement industry and the waste management sector and the circular economy would be to consider this amount as recycled, also for reaching recycling targets of single waste streams. As I said before, the standard now addresses exactly this gap, which is in the legal and also the technical way, which was available, but nowadays it's not anymore available. So the standard covers the gap. It's aligned with all other standards and also with best available technology documents. So, and this is a globally harmonized methodology. And my conclusion is, of course, that standard provides a robust technical and legal framework to recognize co-processing as dual recovery, as this is defined also by the Basel Convention. Why is it so? Because we have a quantitative indicator at the end of the day, if the monitoring of waste fuel amounts is done properly, and this is nowadays the situation in the waste sector and also in the cement industry. Every truck and every amount of the truck and waste which is delivered and used in the cement industry is documented. There is also a possibility for quantitative indication how much of this material is really at the end of the day recycled. So reporting is possible and should be considered from our point of view. Verifying co-processing efficiency, both thermal and material substitution rates, is possible and should also be done. Recycling index supports life cycle assessment. If you take a look on the future development, more assessments will be needed in waste sector, but also in industry sector, especially regarding taxonomy and also other methods which will be introduced for fulfilling different requirements. And recycling index supports also these topics. At the end of the day, Mr. Trunk said that also landfilling is very important topic of municipal waste, and still too much waste is landfilled in Europe. And this is unfortunately the case. We are still landfilling too much material without any pre-treatment and utilization, and production of waste fuels would solve regional resource and emission problems because the waste which is landfilled can easily be treated. Investments are in a normal low range level, so you don't need to invest 100 or plus million euros for a waste treatment plant. You can start also with smaller and medium technology plants, but nevertheless you can produce high quality waste fuels which then can be used in the regional cement industry. So it's also a contribution to the regional development and green jobs development in single regions. At the end of the day, the R index bridges the waste management sector with industry, energy and material intensive industry, which is the cement industry. So it's about the supporting of local and regional industry. It's about supporting local and regional waste management, and to also supporting waste management companies and member states to start treatment of waste and to stop or significantly reduce the landfilling. So I don't want to discuss the topic, what is better, waste incineration or SRF production and co-incineration, but at the end of the day, there is one option which is the worst one, and this is the landfilling, and recycling index supports this. It then quicker, easier, and with medium technology level, you also can reach high quality waste fuels. Some quantifications, how much recycling is there in a cement industry. We have made some assumptions and calculations. And if you take a look on a typical average European cement production plant having a capacity of 1 million ton per year, if you use the specific data which is available from Zembüro and also other institutions, and if you use the thermal substitution rate, the average one set for 2050 with 60%, and the average heating value, then you would see that for 1 million tons of clinker production, it is enough to have 120 to 130,000 tons of SRF per year, which would result in 10 to 20,000 materials recycled via co-processing. So you see here the values. We are talking about significant amounts which are which could be used also at single local and regional levels. If we consider this topic regarding contribution to the national recycling rate, then exemplary, I have calculated the situation in Austria. In Austria, we have 7 million tons of municipal waste, which was generated in 2023. In the cement industry, 353,000 tons of SRF derived from municipal waste were utilized. And if you apply the typical range for our index that was presented in the standard, then you see that we are talking in the situation of Austria about the contribution of 0.35 to a little bit less than 1% contribution to the recycling rate. So I also may invite all of you to use this, let me say, simplified approach to estimate the contribution of our index to the national recycling rate in your country. You just need these two figures, the amount of municipal waste. This number is published at the Eurostat or in your national waste management plan. And the second number is the number of tons of SRF coming from municipal sector, which was used in the cement industry. I think every single cement industry in the European Union should have this value. And if you combine these two values, you will get an estimated contribution of the R index to the recycling rate. Finally, which benefits are we talking about? We are talking about some environmental and resource benefits. In the position paper, there are several arguments given, but here I just focus on the main arguments. Finally, we are talking about dual recovery process at the same time. So this supports, on one side, circular economy and links waste management with the industry sector. And this is especially important because we are talking about local or regional levels. Of course, Mr. Trank presented also some topics regarding waste shipments. Waste, of course, SRF 2 are shipped in several countries in Europe. So this is a standard procedure, nothing unusual, nothing specific. It's a typical situation on the market, and this is positive. And this is also supporting a regional situation and regional development from my point of view. As I said before, innovation driver, recycling index, and also co-processing is an innovation driver because at the end of the day, as I explained before, we want to reduce landfilling and want to reallocate waste, which is landfilled now without any pre-treatment, want to reallocate it into the treatment plants and into the circular economy. And landfilling is not a circular economy. It takes waste, it takes materials, it takes green jobs from the circular economy. So it's the completely opposite way of the circular economy. We also have some societal and policy benefits. At the end of the day, all these documents, Circular Economy Action Plan, Green Deal, and so on, are connected with co-processing, and supporting co-processing means also to be in alignment with these strategic documents for 2040, 2050. Mr. Schneider explained before what are the strategic aims of Net Zero Industry Act and reduction of CO2 emissions and greenhouse gas emissions in the cement industry. So co-processing supports this development. And there are also for other stakeholders along the value chain several benefits. For example, for packaging material industries, we have heard from Mr. Trank. He was talking a lot about the plastic as crisis. So plastic crisis. They also will need solutions and utilization of waste fuels in the cement industry, and not landfilling of plastic is also one of solutions. So these industries could also benefit from extended co-processing and reducing landfilling. Extended producer responsibility schemes and systems, they also will benefit from co-processing than single member states. We should not forget to this topic, plastic crisis. We should not forget that every single member state in European Union is paying 800 euro tax or levy for non-recycled packaging, plastic packaging waste. So if this waste would be co-processed, then a certain amount of plastics would also be recycled. This would also lower the tax fees and especially would support the development of the regional industries and regional waste treatment solutions. And finally, I don't want to talk about the competition with waste incineration. I don't want to talk about competition with recycling. This is not the aim of co-processing. Co-processing aims of intelligent utilization of waste fuels, which are not possible to be recycled, and especially supports the derivation from landfills and using waste materials in modern waste treatment plants. And this is the state of the art, and this is what we are all aiming for. And utilization of waste fuels and recycling of ashes from the waste fuels in the cement industry is already established state of the art in the global cement industry. Finally, all this information, key messages, statements, and so on are given in the position paper, which was finalized yesterday. I may thank to all of you for supportive input and comments and so on. Yesterday, we could finalize the document, colleague Professor Bomberger and I, and we have provided the document to Wieting. So in case you need additional information, want to get the position paper and so on, please contact the colleagues from the Wieting. Finally, as a summary of my presentation, I would like to give you these main 4 recommendations, which we have summarized in the position paper. The first one is the integration of co-processing into the EU waste hierarchy as recovery operation co-processing, and also inclusion in the calculation of national recycling targets. The second recommendation is that recycling index is an harmonized assessment tool. There is an international ISO AN, means worldwide and also applicable in Europe, European standard, and this can be used in legal documents. The third topic is strengthening regional resource and energy independence by encouraging the use of locally produced SRF in cement kilns and supporting local circular value creation. And the fourth one is inclusion of R15 co-processing as part of the Basel Convention as a legally recognized recovery operation. So we are talking about energy recovery, but at the same time, we are talking about recycling. So it's a combination, simultaneous, meaningful, intelligent combination. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope this switching to 2 parts was supportive for you and you could follow my presentation. I'm looking forward for questions in the next session. Thank you.
Yeah, super. Thank you very much for this excellent presentation.